Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. A friend to all is a friend to none. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. Those who educate children well are more to be honoured than they who produce them, for these only gave them life, those the art of living well. To perceive is to suffer. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living differ from the dead. Those who know do. Those that understand teach. Whosoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self. The antidote for 50 enemies is one friend. What is a friend? A single soul dwelling in two bodies. The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. It is not enough to win a war. It is more important to organize the peace. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. Hope is a waking dream. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. For the things we have to learn before we can do them, we learn by doing them. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. It is not always the same thing to be a good man and a good citizen, which is educated insolence. Without friends, no one would want to live, even if he had all other goods. He who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who overcomes his enemies. Dignity does not consist in possessing honours, but in the consciousness that we deserve them. Happiness depends upon ourselves. All men by nature desire knowledge. The more you know you don't know. All paid jobs absorb and degrade the mind. Happiness is a state of activity. Misfortune shows those who are not really friends. Learning is an ornament in prosperity, a refuge in adversity, and a provision in old age. All persons ought to endeavour to follow what is right, and not what is established. Nature does nothing uselessly. A friend is a second self. We make war that we may live in peace. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Character may almost be called the most effective means of persuasion. In all things of nature, there is something of the marvellous. The law is reason-free from passion. Great men are always of a nature originally melancholy. Fear is pain arising from the anticipation of evil. No great mind has ever existed without a touch of madness. He is his own best friend and takes delight in privacy, whereas the man of no virtue or ability is his own worst enemy and is afraid of solitude. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Courage is the first of human qualities, because it is the quality which guarantees the others. The soul never thinks without a mental picture. Time crumbles things, everything grows old under the power of time and is forgotten through the lapse of time. Poetry is finer and more philosophical than history, for poetry expresses the universal and history only the particular. We must be neither cowardly nor rash, but courageous. Youth is easily deceived because it is quick to hope. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. Men create gods after their own image, not only with regard to their form, but with regard to their mode of life. The gods too are fond of a joke. Plot is character revealed by action. If things do not turn out as we should wish for them as they turn out. Happiness belongs to the self-sufficient. Men acquire a particular quality by constantly acting a particular way. You become just by performing just actions. Temperate by performing temperate actions, brave by performing brave actions. It is of the nature of desire not to be satisfied, and most men live only for the gratification of it. Whatever lies within our power to do lies also within our power not to do. Democracy arose from men's thinking that if they are equal in any respect, they are equal absolutely. Man is a goal-seeking animal. His life only has meaning if he is reaching out and striving for his goals. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. All who have meditated on the art of governing mankind have been convinced that the fate of empires depends on the education of youth. The best friend is the man who in wishing me well wishes it for my sake. Moral excellence comes about as a result of habit. We become just by doing just acts, temperate by doing temperate acts, brave by doing brave acts. These virtues are formed in man by his doing the actions. The good of man is a working of the soul in the way of excellence in a complete life. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting two bodies. The weak are always anxious for justice and equality. The strong pay no heed to either. With respect to the requirement of art, the probable impossible is always preferable to the improbable possible. We become brave by doing brave acts. We are what we repetitively do. Success is not an action but a habit. Man is by nature a political animal. To avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, be nothing.